This is Todd Bailey. I'm the founder of the Divvee Social Gurus, part of Divvee Social. And we've been in a holding pattern for a while. It's driving me a little nuts. I'm sure it's driving all of you a little nuts. That's one of the reasons I think, are a little skinny on some of the calls the last few weeks, because we keep telling folks, hold on, hold on. Well, we're at the end of that. We don't need to hold on so much anymore. We got a surprise invitation today from Lance Conrad. He's the president over the affiliates. Lance shot us out a message about 20 to 4 Mountain today and asked the leaders if we wanted to jump on a call, get an update. And absolutely, yes, we want to jump on a call. It was rather ad hoc, but it was a pretty good gesture on Lance's part to tell us what in the world we're up to. Now, I had to take my notes. Unfortunately, not while I was on the call, but I think I captured everything. At the time, I was plugged into an IV. I've been fighting off a nasty bug my brother brought me from Mexico. So here's where we're at. As far as Divvee, we have been in that holding pattern for quite some time. And we're finally breaking out of that. April 28th is the magical day. On April 28th, enrollments go live and some other good things are going to go live. By the way, it's going to be really important tonight if you have questions, so pop them into that chat. This is one of those times where I regret that we don't have great interaction back and forth like we would have on Zoom. We just can't record those Zoom calls very well, make them useful, which is why we're using the webinar jam. Anyway, April 28th, 8 days. 8 days from now, Lance expects that enrollments will go back on and will be up and running. Not in all markets, but certainly in some markets. Like here's the skinny. As far as up and running, April 28th, we will be up and running with points and commissions in the United States. So points on activities for the individual doing the activity, just like we've always had. Points, the person doing the activity gets paid. It's not something that gets paid upstream. So one level only for the points. Commissions will also be paid. So points and commissions in the US. The commissions on the newer inventory look much, much better than what we had in the first couple of rounds of Divvee. Just like we expected, the quality keeps getting stepped up, which is great. As far as Canada and the United Kingdom, points, no commissions yet. The commissions can be earned, but they'll be banked. And the reason for that is that the points are ready to go. But as far as commissions, we can't pay commissions unless Divvee is completely legal in the country. And we're not yet completely legal in Canada and the UK. And the UK would include, let's see, England, Ireland, Scotland, Wales. So all of the UK proper. As far as the commissions, they will get banked, and we expect to be open in those countries. Lance thought pretty quickly, 30 to 60 days, that we would be fully qualified. But in the meantime, we can build teams, we can have points awarded, those points can be used in the redemption center, and we can bank commissions, which is fantastic. As far as travel is going to be pretty darn important. Travel should be up and running by the end of the month. Again, shooting for April 28th, that magical day. And that's pretty darn important because wherever or whenever we have travel up and running or shopping up and running, and either or, of course, travel is already in the lead there, so I'm looking at travel. If travel is up and running, we can enroll. And that's going to be a worldwide enrollment. I'll circle back around to that. First, let me touch on shopping. Shopping looks like it's going to be on track around mid-May. Shopping has already been thoroughly tested and beta tested. We have beta testing going all the way back into last year. On the shopping frontier, it looks like we're going to have 3 shopping partners where we can go online and go in through the proper portal, and we can generate commissions that can be paid into the Divvee structure for buying the same sort of things we always buy. Same price, same stuff. We have to be careful, and Lance will be really, really careful about this. He said that we have to make sure that we're not representing ourselves as partnering with these other companies. They are outlets for us. For instance, we may have an Amazon kind of company. Well, in fact, one is Amazon, but we're not going to say Amazon is partnering with us, because Amazon would be one outlet for us, not a partnership that is going to be very exclusive. So we don't want to have that messaging. Lance is very plain about that, and the marketing department will give us the proper language to use, just so that we don't mislead people. If we do, and if Amazon starts hearing that Amazon has partnered up and is now in the network marketing business, that partnership will go away. So we have to be pretty careful there. Anyway, Amazon, Walmart, and then some Amazon reseller. Gosh, I recognize the name at the time, but now I can't remember. I'll have that tomorrow, so we'll be able to know who that is. It's somebody that buys a lot of merchandise that Amazon can't move, and then they turn around and sell it at a deep discount. I actually have a client that does that. But this is an online presence. My client is brick and mortar, and they do a tremendous amount of volume out of Amazon. It's really interesting. All right, as far as Divvee news, getting our information. We've seen that little icon. If you look in your Divvee app, you see a little icon for news. That will be up and running at the end of the month. Okay. Let me see. Lance thought it might be running by tomorrow, but I thought that might be just a little bit hopeful. Let's see. The news icon, no, it's not running. That news icon in your app, and another one that will be online, that will be the official outlet for Divvee information. They currently use Facebook, but as far as announcing important things that are happening, that is going to be through the news outlet. They'll still use Facebook for promotions, for announcements, for things like that. Let's see, Carolyn has asked about Nigeria. Nigeria was not on the short list, but it will probably be on the short enrollment list. Write that down here. Nigeria. Let me touch on travel, and then I'll hit all the countries. So I'll circle right back to you, Carolyn. As far as travel is easily worth several $1,000s. Lance talks about it being worth $5,000 to $10,000. The travel solution they're bringing us, it's a wholesale solution. I've owned timeshares in the past. I've paid for wholesale services, and we expect to pay hundreds of dollars a month. To get into a good, significant timeshare system, we expect to spend thousands to get in and thousands per year in dues. Been there, done that. We'll have something very similar, but it'll be broader. It'll cover other travel things, cruises, travel with airplane, things like that. So the key there, and the reason I bring that up, is that when we have travel, we'll be able to tell folks they can sign up, spend their $50, and get way more than $50 in value. And that's important to Divvee, because we have to know that if somebody signs up on any level, spends money on any level, that they're going to get more value than what they've spent. So the travel's important. Now, back to Nigeria. Nigeria will not likely be fully open right away. We're going to move very quickly to the companies that can be fully open, but as far as the countries that can be partially open, Nigeria will be there very quickly. When travel is available, if travel is available in Nigeria, for instance, then we can go ahead and have enrollments, and we can actually start working on points and have the point system working, just no commissions until we're legal. Lance did not mention Nigeria on two important lists. He didn't mention Nigeria on the short list of countries that will be coming soon. More importantly, he did not mention Nigeria on the troublesome list. There are some countries that are simply going to take a long time. He mentioned China, India, Pakistan, Afghanistan. Any of the stands will be difficult. Those just take time. For the other countries, once we have travel, then we can start doing enrollments and we can start having points for activities. And once they're on a short list, they can start doing commissions that can be banked and then paid once we get full legal status. So Nigeria would be in that in-between space. They're not on the bad list. They're not going to be on the fully open list right away. I couldn't give you the timing, but I can tell you it's pretty darn cool that we can do the travel side, because we can look at Russia, Nigeria, New Zealand, all sorts of places once we have the travel component. And then folks can start earning points. And that alone should make it worthwhile, just getting the points, and on top of that, the travel, which is fantastic. So Nigeria, once travel is up and running for Nigeria, which Lance seemed to indicate just around the corner, like a couple of weeks, coming very, very quickly. All right, Central and South America. You mentioned a group of 4, Mexico, Peru, Colombia, Brazil, that are on the short list, but they're on the short list in a couple of ways. First, they're on the short list as far as getting approval. That's full-on country approval. Colombia is in good shape. The other 3 are following very quickly. But they're also on the short end in a bad way, and that is they are short on inventory, short on rank and share activities. So Divvee is working vigorously in those countries to get the amount of inventory up. Let's see, Renee, will enrollments include free members or just paid affiliates? Well, Lance mentioned a little change there too. It looks like they're going to go 25 and 25 on the enrollments. 25 to enroll for anybody, 25 more to be a full-on affiliate. So 25 and 25. I don't know about crawling into the points as far as activities to crawl in. We should know that tomorrow. Lance is working on some videos to release tomorrow to give us even more detail. They should be translated into Spanish by morning, so we should have English and Spanish by morning. And as far as South Africa, Renee mentioned South Africa, we're going to be in the same position there that we are in the rest of the world. Once travel is up, we can start enrolling and doing the point activities. The Redemption Center is still ready to roll, and it still has thousands of good products, iPods, iPads, GoPro cameras, all sorts of things. So it's ready to roll. And we can start lining up our people, even if it's only with points and travel, with commissions shortly to follow. Again, the troublesome countries, the countries that are going to be fabulous once we finally get to them, but it's going to be a while. India, he mentioned North Korea, China, and the stands. Otherwise, the countries are going to line it very, very quickly, which is going to be fantastic. All right, Apple. We've got an Apple update. Apple matters in the US because half of our users are Apple users. If you get to Central and South America, 90% are on the Android devices. But we still have some Apple down there. So the Apple part's important. Are we going to be up on Apple devices at the end of the month? No, unfortunately, no. But nearly everything will be available online. So our Apple friends can jump on their Apple laptops. In fact, all of us can. We can jump online through a web browser and do virtually everything. There will be a handful of rank and share things we can't do. There are some app-based rank and share activities that we won't be able to do. But otherwise, nearly all of the rank and share inventory will be available online. And the enrollments also available online. So our Apple buddies can join the rest of us Android users and get with the program, get jumping in. So that's great. That's a huge, huge impediment for all of us. All right, Durant, missed what you said about Nigeria. All right, as far as Nigeria is not going to be fully open right away, but we should have travel and the ability to do enrollments points very shortly. The key with travel and the key with getting into some of these countries, once travel is available, we have something of value to offer that's worth far more than the $50 somebody will spend to be a full affiliate. And it's critical, it's absolutely critical that Divvee gives something that is of greater value than the 50 bucks so that they remain above reproach. What we don't want is somebody to say that they spent 50 bucks and got nothing. If you spend 50 bucks and get nothing, and yet the 50 bucks ended up somewhere in the hierarchy, then maybe you've got a problem. Maybe you've got a Ponzi scheme or something like that. They've got to get something of value. So Lance and the rest of the executives are absolutely insistent that we have something of value. That's one of several reasons for bringing that travel component on. They also want us to have great value as affiliates, and they also seem to just love travel. So that's an interesting piece that they brought on. But we do need to have that. Wendy, by online for Apple users, does that mean through our back office? There will be a way to get into a back office, to get to apps, and to do virtually everything that we do, short of a few of the rank and share activities. So we'll be online, and it will be like the online component of our back office. We can go back office online, or we can go back office on our cell phone. They won't be able to do it on their cell phone yet. That's still eluding our tech geniuses, but they're getting that figured out. In the meantime, they have the online component ready to roll out. So we can take this out to all of our Apple users and our Apple buddies, and eventually they'll have it on the mobile side of Apple as well, just like we do for Android. The only things that are going to be missing are a few app-specific activities, and Lance made it sound like that's going to be a small percentage of the activities that we can be involved in to make money. So that's pretty darn cool. Really cool, because that Apple piece was holding back a lot of our team, actually it's holding back a lot of Divvee. And even though we thought we were getting close to a solution, that's still not very satisfying. So we're thrilled to be there. All right, looking at my list of stuff. Oh, this is huge. Lance really dislikes coins. And he gave us a little bit of coin history that I didn't know until today. Coins apparently are rooted in one advertising partner that is no longer a partner. There are some folks on the marketing team that want to use coins to kind of gamify what we do internally. Lance and some others are on a bit of a crusade to kill points altogether. Oh, excuse me. Coins, not points, coins. He is hoping that we can get down to points and commissions, and that coins will become something of the past. He doesn't know when that will occur. Hopefully it will. They are a little confusing. But as far as points and commissions, those are very clear. I love points, love commissions. All right, recapping here. Let me make sure I've gotten everything. Let's see, April 28th is the magical day. Fully open in the United States. Open for points, for sure, in Canada and the UK, because we'll have inventory and we'll have travel ready for them. If commissions are earned in Canada and the UK, they will be banked but not paid until Divvee is 100% legal in both countries. As far as shopping, shopping. The shopping piece, I've known about the beta testing all the way back into early last fall. Very successful beta testing. 3 different groups, Amazon, Walmart, and that other Amazon reseller outfit that I can't remember. And that alone is going to be really lucrative. I know if I'm doing an affiliate program, I can get paid 8, 9, 10%, maybe even a little more if I direct a large amount of volume through Amazon. As a group, Divvee will direct a large volume through Amazon or whoever we partner with. Well, that number could be a huge number. The number being the commission is generated and pushed into Divvee. In our household, because I do all of my office expenses, my wife has her business expenses, and then all the family household things, we spend it's got to be $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 a year at least at Amazon. I don't know if we're typical. Maybe we're a little heavy because we run 2 different businesses through as well. But if we look at that, let's say it's just $5,000 and say it's 10%, Well, that's $500 that could flow into the Divvee structure at no additional cost to me. I'm going to pay the same amount for the same stuff. So it's not going to make any difference for me. It's just going to generate revenue for all of us. So that part's fantastic. Let's say we've got the Divvee news that I've mentioned. That'll help clean up a lot of the urban legends. A good deal of Lance's effort is keeping the story straight. And I've spent a little bit of time there myself, making sure that folks aren't getting too exuberant or letting rumors get too rampant. So that's going to be good to have that cleaned up. All right, I think that's it as far as all of those updates. We're about to hit rock and roll time since we're looking at April 28th. Tomorrow we'll get some additional information, some official videos from Lance that'll have this information probably a good deal more eloquently presented. And then we're ready to roll. It's time to start getting ready to start enrolling folks because it's go time. I think that's all I've got. Are there any other questions? Let me just take a minute here. Anything else that you think I've missed? Let's see. I have started to see some pretty good activity with live video gurus. Michael James has been able to plug quite a few folks on our team. LiveVideoGurus.com gives you some good social media training. Michael's very accomplished in social media. He consults with quite a few companies, a lot of individuals. He has his own following, and he's giving us that at quite a discount. LiveVideoGurus.com. So we have some good training there to extend your reach. And then we're about ready to start getting serious about Facebook advertising. So we're going to experiment with that. Anyway, I think that's it. We'll have a few more updates tomorrow. If they don't get communicated by Lance, then we will push them out through MailChimp so everybody on the team gets that. But go ahead and start reaching out, lining up enrollments, get your Apple buddies going, and let's get this thing rocking. Thanks, folks.